maybe not a good morning for your opponent.
No, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating to lose for sure.
Is it better to win in the morning or win at night?
I mean, I would prefer the afternoon, like a Vegas time. Like normal Vegas time is the best. Like I don't like too late at night, but usually fighting in Vegas is great. But I feel like we lost that 12 hours for rehydration, and I would have liked to nap before the fight. But you know what? It's good. We made it work. Everyone had to make it work, so it is what it is. I'm happy that like when they said it wasn't going to be in Saudi Arabia, what I really liked was I had the peace of mind that because we have the Apex, I didn't have to call my manager, didn't have to ask the UFC. In my mind, it was just like, oh, they're just going to probably put it at the Apex. Everything's going to be fine. They're going to keep my opponent. They're going to keep the card. So I just kept training like normal. 5 days later, boom, we get the message, yep, it's at the Apex. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
So there's been a lot of talk online, mostly from fans, about the Apex shows, about how they don't like them, they want to go on the road. And some fighters have also talked about that. You just mentioned a positive aspect of fighting here. Do you prefer fighting on the road or fighting here, or does it matter to you?
I feel like nothing in life is all good or all bad. So there are definitely advantages and disadvantages of fighting at the Apex and fighting with a crowd. Like when I won in Toronto, it was incredible to have the crowd there with me, and they gave me I did the ole ole with them, and it was really nice. It was really, really hype. But on the other side, when you come to the Apex, the UFC is in control of everything. Like there's everything we need. They have all the shuttles ready. The gym is incredible. There's the PI right next door. So like you feel like everything runs so smoothly at the Apex. Where you know when it's on the road, it's never going to be as smooth as the Apex. But the catch is there's no crowd. You know it is what it is. That's what's the only thing that's kind of like the disadvantage of it. But I enjoyed either way.
So talk to me about the fight. Were there any surprises in there?
No surprises, but it did take me a while to kind of figure out his reach and his range. And I knew that he had a bag of tricks. You know, he has like a Taekwondo background, so I didn't want to get hit with anything like too hard spinning-wise. I didn't want to hit with a spinning back fist or a spinning back kick that would put me out or something like that. So I had to really take my time. And you see early in round one when I threw the first overhand right, the way he pulled, I missed it. And I was like, oh, okay, so I still haven't found the range, so I got to be really careful before I throw. And actually, when I missed the first punch, when he evaded, he came back. He's like, "Hey, brother, you're loading up too much. Take it easy." He said something like that. I can't remember the exact quote or whatever, but he made fun of me loading up on a shot. But it was pretty funny. I didn't get frustrated at the time. It was kind of like with Ricky. I don't let it get to me, and I just continue fighting my game until I figure you out.
Is that normal that you guys kind of chit-chat with each other while you're fighting?
Well, second guy, actually no, third guy to ever do it with me. The first guy was Reginaldo Vieira. In round two, he was holding onto my legs in a double, and I elbowed him in the head like 3-4 times. And then he came up, he said, "Oh, good elbows." And I was like, why are you talking to me? Just keep fighting. And then with Ricky, and then now with Javid. So I've had 3 opponents talk to me. I don't talk to anybody. I just try to do my game plan.
Is the reason why you don't talk to them because you kind of almost have to think of them as not, I don't want to say not human, but like, you know what I mean? You don't want to connect with them.
Well, it's like that old martial arts theory. In the end, I'm fighting myself. Like, they're just trying to show me my weaknesses. They're trying to expose me, and I have to close all my holes and hit them with my strengths. You know? So I'm just trying to conquer myself to be able to overcome them.
Did you anticipate having to go the full 3 rounds with him?
Yeah, of course. I almost had no doubt because he's a decision guy in the UFC. He's had 3 fights decision. Honestly, I was trying to knock him out. Like, I was throwing some heat in there, but he was very elusive. He was very elusive, and I had a hard time landing a big clean blow. Except for near the end of round 2, I hit him with a big shot, and you see, like, he fell to one knee. He slipped to one knee. Then I felt really good. Okay, I'm like, I found my mark, you know. And but he's done very well at taking shots. If you watch his fight against Trevin Jones, even Trevin Jones hit him with some big punches, and he took them. So I didn't think he was going to be a guy I can necessarily knock out easily. So I prepared myself and my conditioning to go 3 rounds.
What's next for you? Do you have a date in mind, an opponent in mind?
I don't have much in mind. It's Ramadan in a few days, so we're going to start with that. And then my team and my manager, we're going to look over who's next, like what's up there for me, what's an opportunity, and we'll take something hopefully before the year ends.
Now it's only 1 o'clock here, so
yes.
You've got a lot to... What are you going to do after this? Where are you going to go?
I got some friends who came in from Montreal, so we're going to go out, hopefully find a nice steak place, enjoy some really good food, maybe go see some of the sights and have some fun.
Go to Golden Steer if you can get in.
Is that a good place?
Good.
Okay, good. We'll check it out.
Classic old Vegas.
Okay, good. I'll tell the boys. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's also a place at the New York. It's not cheap, but you'll love it.
Okay. What's it called?
I can't think of it now because...
Okay, but it's a steak place?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome steakhouse. For those us that don't know, we hear this a lot. Just pardon my ignorance. How long is that whole break or time away from Ramadan? When do we see fighters come back from that?
The Ramadan is usually 30 days or 29 days. But it all depends on the fighter how his body took Ramadan, because it's hard, right? Because you're fasting all day, like from sun up to sundown. You don't really eat, so it depends on what effect that had on your body. How easy is it going to be for you to return to training camp?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
No, my pleasure.
Tonight was just probably one of your best performances, but also one of the most important because
Yes.
you matched up with a big favorite other than Nurmagomedov tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Your opponent was like minus 700, if that means anything to you.
Yeah.
And moved to minus 900. So many people are mad at you right now.
Oh my God! Good. No, kidding.
People who rode with you are like, yes, we're
Yes.
going to all the steakhouses.
Yes.
Did that mean anything to be such a big underdog that there was no respect on your name tonight, or you could care less about that?
No, you know, most people who do the odds, they don't really know much about fighting. You know what I mean? It's not like the greatest coaches in the world are the ones making the odds. You know, it's not for us. It's not Greg Jackson. It's not the guys from American Top Team or AKA or all the big gyms making the odds. It's the fans that are making the odds. They're putting the money where they believe. You know, they look at the stats and they go with that. And I think my skill level is respected in the important circles and by the coaches. I feel like people, they look at my game and they see that I have some skills, and I take my solace in that.
Absolutely. And the skills definitely pay the bills tonight.
Yeah.
We saw him try to get creative, but did you see that as maybe like a little desperate with the flying attacks and the jumping stuff? You're catching him in the air.
Yeah.
He was coming down. I was like, wow, you were on point tonight.
Yeah, well, we knew that he liked to do flying knees, so we prepared to counter the flying knee. And I think round one, you know, I don't think he was frustrated at all. But at the second half of round two, I felt like he was getting frustrated. And one of the things when we were studying tape on Javid is what we noticed is that a lot of his the snowball effect of him taking over a fight is when he gets an opponent on his back and he works his top game. He has a very good ground and pound MMA style jiu-jitsu where he takes away all your cardio and brutalizes his opponents. So part of the game plan was to never let him get me on my back. Okay, so when he shot and I stuffed the first one, in my mind I'm like, oh, he's gonna shoot again because he's got to get me down at least one time in this fight to catch his breath and to start that snowball effect. And then I stuffed the second one and he shot a third one. I was like, oh, okay. And then he shot again and I was like, oh, now I've got his number. And then he was trying to put on the pace, and that's where I landed my biggest strike near the end of round two, where I hit him, and then you see like he stumbled a bit.
Yes, for sure. And you know what? I think that really played, like, it just worked so well with you because he may have had that plan of, okay, I'm going to take this guy down. I'm going to keep him there for 15.
Yes.
Contrary, you flipped it on him.
Yes.
And it's like maybe there was no plan B because you were able to just implement everything and string together like your hands, your feet, it just all worked. And your conditioning was on point. I'm glad it stayed in Vegas for you because you looked like you could have gone another 2 rounds.
Yeah, I felt great with the conditioning. My brother, I give that to my brother Faraz. He did an incredible job of preparing me for this fight. Like I said, we saw that his 3 fights were decisions in the UFC, besides that no contest. But so Faraz really took it upon himself to push my body to the next level to get the conditioning going. Actually, one thing I want to do before I take my next fight is I was going to talk to my manager, Danny Rubenstein, and see how I can get in communication with the UFC PI. And I want to go see them and have them scan my body. Like a lot of these fighters, they're getting all their tests done. They're getting their VO2 max tested by the UFC PI. And I would like to be a part of that. I would like for them to take my body to the next level. You know, like I'm 36 years young. Everyone thinks I'm 36 years old. I still feel young. I still feel quick. You know, he's younger than me, and I still feel like, I ended up winning the fight, right? I still feel really good. And I feel like if we can string a good conditioning program together with my skill work and with my brother, I feel like we can take on people in the top 15 eventually.
That would be perfect. Do you guys, being in Vegas and having the team, do you take advantage of the PI in the facilities?
I still haven't, no. I still have not. So I would like to get in a relationship with them before I take my next fight and really build my physique.
Well, I could only, congratulations on tonight, but I could only imagine how we'll see you next when you use those resources.
I would love to use them. Yeah, it would be great. Thank you so much, sir.
Congrats on the win. Good job.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good. Guys, thank you very much.